Alrighty, today we are going to be talking about pre-listing packets. And for anybody that has used them, well, first of all, before I ever came to Keller Williams, I had never even heard of a pre-listing packet. I don't think it's a common thing that other real estate offices and other real estate companies use. But when you start using them, you will start to love them. Because basically, they do the selling for you before you ever get to the house. And that's a good thing, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm a salesperson that hates salespeople. I don't want to be sold. I don't want the song and dance, and I don't like giving the song and dance when I have to go talk to people. So the cool thing about a pre-listing packet is that its job is to answer as many questions as possible that your sellers might have before you ever even get there. And there is no hard and fast rule about what has to go into a pre-listing packet. If you go on to kw.com, Pam, I know you're on the site. Is there a section in the marketing? I know that there is, that has like a generic pre-listing packet.
Yeah, and it's got a whole bunch of pages and, yeah, there's like 12 or 13 pages.
Okay.
I got knocked off on getting back.
So if you're nervous and you're not feeling like the overly creative type, you can always do the generic one that's online at kw.com and then go into your marketing section, and there's a section for pre-listing packets. What we're going to talk about today is how to make your pre-listing packet a little more unique to you. And do not be intimidated. Do not think you have to have something big and fancy. You don't. Because the cool thing is, especially if you're competing with other agents, most of the time another agent is not going to have anything. So the fact that you are bringing something before your appointment automatically sets you apart. So don't think that it has to be high tech. Don't think that you have to spend a lot of money. You don't. For several years, my pre-listing packet was just made in a Microsoft Word format. And looking back now, thank goodness I threw away most of those, but they're so generic to even think about now, but they still worked. And fortunately, I came across a marketing girl. I think at the time she was working at Chicago Title, but she helped me take my pre-listing packet and make it a little more, I don't know, she made it look better. So we're just gonna go through some of these pieces that are in here. And I also asked Debbie Halcomb to bring one of her pre-listing packets. The cool thing is, Debbie Halcomb has never had an original thought in her life. She has copied everything.
Is that the cool thing?
That's the cool.
Is that true?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, she knows it's true. But that's okay, because I've never had an original thought either. Everything I'm doing is copying from somebody else. So you're going to see that even though Debbie basically took what I had started
And made it better.
you guys can do the same thing. And it doesn't matter, because how often do we really go up on listing appointments against each other? So it's okay if we're using the same stuff. It really is okay. So my pre-listing packet, the folders, if you wanna order your own folder that has your name on it on the outside and be real fancy, and if you wanna spend a lot of money, you can. You don't have to. These are just generic from Office Depot. What are they, 10 for $2 or something like that? They're more than that.
Or if you want a Keller Williams folder, they're $1 a piece, and you just tell Deidre or Chad that you want some, and they'll get them for you, and then put them on your next month's billing.
Okay, that works too. The thing I would suggest with your pre-listing packets, and I didn't do this for a long time, every time when I get a phone call for a listing, then I have to hurry up and scramble and print everything and then throw it all together. Don't do that. Have a bunch of these already pre-made up so that when you set the appointment, you can get your pre-listing packet to them as soon as possible. Now, what the heck goes in it? In mine, I have a cover letter. Now, I did go ahead and everything that's in mine right now was professionally printed at Office Max. And it didn't really cost that much money, but I think just having a little nicer grade paper, I think it does help. And even for the time being, if you're just using the copier upstairs, you could still buy your own paper and maybe get a little thicker quality or something a little glossy. So the first thing in my pre-listing packet is a cover letter. And all it basically says is that, and I left it generic, dear homeowner, I used to, again, when I was printing out each one individually, I used to put, Dear James and Pam. And yes, the personal touch is nice, but hopefully the goal is that you're going to be going on a lot of listing appointments and you don't have time to print each one. So Dear Homeowner, I think is fine. And basically, I'll just read this to you so you can get an idea of the cover letter. It says, we just wanted to follow up from our earlier correspondence and share some information that will tell you a little bit about our team and how we work. We are confident you will feel that the programs we outline for you will provide you with the greatest possibility of selling your home for the highest price in the shortest period of time with the least amount of hassles. Come on up here, anywhere.
Is this a?
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm trying to.
You're fine. Enclosed, you will find helpful tools for preparing your home for sale, a do's and don'ts checklist, and our 18-step marketing plan, which has allowed us to help hundreds of homeowners in the Indianapolis area, just like yourself, to sell their homes for more money than they ever thought possible. Most importantly, please take a few minutes to review the exclusive Shauna's Home Team 120-day guaranteed sale program. That's where you're going to put your plug for whatever your unique value proposition is. Tell your people in the cover letter what you want them to pay attention to. Okay, if you got a bunch of stuff in here, they could easily get distracted with something that's less important. You direct them to exactly what you want them to pay attention to. We feel that this alone will best demonstrate how the services we provide to our sellers are far and above that of our competition. Thank you so much for taking the time to review the information provided. We look forward to speaking with you, getting your home sold, and helping you, your friends, and your family with all of your real estate goals. Please feel free to give us a call at any time with any questions or concerns you might have. We look forward to helping you any way we can. Sincerely yours, blah, blah, blah. Now, I will tell you, and I don't know if Debbie does this or not, I do like signing each one individually. Now again, I'll do all of that at the same time. And I like signing it in blue ink. So even though the letter itself is kind of generic with Dear Homeowner, I kind of like using the live signature at the bottom, so it makes it feel like somebody was behind this, putting it together. Makes it a teeny bit more personal. Now when I'm sending out the pre-listing packet to somebody, the time when you send this is when you have just set a listing appointment with somebody. So, okay, great, we're going to meet Thursday at 5. Wonderful. Well, I'm going to go ahead and send you a little information that's going to tell you a little bit about our team and how we work. And if that should trigger any questions at all, please jot those down and we'll be sure to cover those together on Thursday. That way, you're keeping people from receiving the information and then calling you in between and asking you questions. Okay, so that's the script I always use when sending this out. So you've got a cover letter. We have our little do's and don'ts when selling your home. Let me see, this, yeah, I'm thinking this might be something I copied from somebody else too. Although the don'ts, here's something that I included in my don'ts, and you guys can make this however you want it. You know, these are your do's and don'ts, and if you have some experience with things that you do want to see your sellers do or that you don't want to see your sellers do, put them in here. For example, here's a very important don't that I think sometimes realtors forget to tell their sellers. Don't. Number 1, it's best not to be present during showings. We recommend that you leave 15 minutes before the scheduled showing time is supposed to begin and arrive back at the home 15 minutes after the showing is supposed to have ended. Okay? Is that important for your seller to know? Absolutely. You don't want the seller being home during the showing. So there's a do's and don'ts. Here's a little preparing your home for sale. Every seller wants that, right? They're kind of clueless when it comes to getting their home ready. And this is something that I got from some real estate marketing person a long time ago, like 12 years ago, and I copied it word for word. You are welcome to copy it word for word also, okay? And it divides up the rooms, you know, things to do in the kitchen, things to do in the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. Your marketing plan. And you might be thinking, holy cow, I don't have a marketing plan. Well, you know, just, I don't know, have a glass of wine and get creative and start writing things down that you do when you sell a home. You know, a lot of us do the same thing. It's just how we package and deliver it. Do you put the home on the MLS? Well, yeah, everybody does. But is there a way that you could phrase that and word it to make it sound a little more romantic? You know, we take professional quality photos and have them on the MLS the same day your home is listed, you know, or whatever. Just beef it up a little bit, but come up with your marketing plan, and it doesn't matter how many numbers you have on here. If you have a 5-step marketing plan, awesome. If you have a 30-step marketing plan, great. The number doesn't matter. Just come up with something. Have a marketing plan. On the other side, so, and I'm really anal about the order that I put things in too. So on the left side, I want to make sure that this cover letter is the first thing they see over here. Then on the right side, the first thing that they're going to see is my unique value proposition. And we've talked about this in Ignite, we've talked about this in other classes. You have to have something unique to set you apart, because as ugly as it may sound, we are all just one of, 6,000 agents in the Indianapolis area? You know, really, what does set you apart? And I don't care what you come up with. Just come up with something that would be a benefit to the seller. Think of, remember what it would be like to be a seller trying to sell their home, and what would be important to you. Because chances are, if you hone in on something that's important to you, and then you attract other sellers who that feature is important to too, well, then you're going to really connect with those people, right? And it's going to make life a lot less stressful because you're already attracting people that you have a common interest with. So be genuine. Don't try to copy anybody else. Make your unique value proposition specific to you. Okay? Does that make sense? Any questions on unique value proposition?
Can you give us an example of yours? What's your value proposition?
Your home sold in 120 days guaranteed.
Okay.
And then this little piece of paper, and the reason I came up with that was because back when I was getting started, a lot of the realtors were doing the guaranteed buy programs. Okay, I'll sell your home or I'll buy it. And that was really competitive. And I'm like, I can't buy their home if I don't sell it. So what could I do? And this is just my little scheme that I came up with.
So what's your guarantee?
The guarantee for me is I will sell your home in 120 days at or above this price, and I put the price in writing. If I don't sell your home within that time period for at least that price, then I will continue to market your home until it does sell, but at that time, I will not collect a commission. Okay, your mouth's dropping? That's cool. I want the seller's mouth to drop, but in reality, in 8 years of doing this, I've only lost once. And I got a great testimony from that person, because this is just to get you in the door. A lot of people don't qualify for the program.
Now, how do you have to
You know
qualify?
why? Because of the market. If I can guarantee, I do a market analysis and I can guarantee this price, but if a seller says, oh no, I need to sell here, okay, I understand. So, and then in my listing contract, we circle together whether they do or do not qualify for the program. If they're going to be unrealistic on their price, I can't guarantee that, but if you're going to be realistic and based on the comps, I promise I'll get it done. And the reason why I came up with 120 days was because at the time when I did this, my average market time was 60 days. So I thought, okay, what do I feel comfortable with? I'm like, okay, I'll double it. Anyway, come up with something that is uniquely you. Maybe it's you promise to let them out of their contract at any time. You are so committed to doing a good job, there is no lengthy contract. Cancel at any time. And put a catchy phrase with that, come up with a title for what makes you, I don't know what sort of title would be good with that, or what's another unique value proposition that you've heard of? Can you think of one?
Don't put me on the spot.
She hasn't had a chance to steal anything.
I like that easy exit one that you just described. describe that?
Yes, here's an example of Debbie's copying techniques. A couple of weeks ago, I'm in her office upstairs. We had just gone to Colleen's Brokers Open, which had no food at all. And then we had to go to Wendy's and get food. It was the worst Brokers Open ever. And then we had to go to Wendy's and get food. So we bring our food back. We're eating in Debbie's office, and I needed something to put my ketchup on. So I grabbed she has a stack of expired postcards that she mails to expired listings. So I grabbed one of her postcards, and I think I'll put my ketchup on here. So I'm squirting my ketchup on there, and I look, and it says, "Has your home expired? Try my easy exit listing contract." She copied again, but that's okay because we can all copy from each
I
other.
use it on a consistent basis and it works better for me.
Hey, that's good.
Awesome. Okay, here's another thing. This was stolen from Bruce Hardy. And if you have not been to family reunion yet, make sure that you attend a Bruce Hardy training. He's a realtor from Australia, and he's awesome. He has a great accent. But he had a thing called a HassleFree commission program. So instead of, I don't know if I did call it the HassleFree listing program too. But anyway, it's basically giving you a little bit of flexibility on your commissions, okay? Because everybody always asks, well, what's your commission? Well, it actually depends, and when I get there, we can talk more about that. But really, our commissions range anywhere from 0 to 7%. Okay, so that's kind of leaving the door open. But again, when they get this in the mail, they're going to be able to see what those differences are. Okay, that's another thing you could easily put in your pre-listing packet. If you end up selling the home yourself, would you be willing to take a lesser commission? Okay, so why not put it in writing? All right? What if you are marketing to a for sale by owner and you know that they're not going to sell it? But what if you told them, you know what, Mr. For Sale by Owner, if you end up bringing the buyer yourself and you would like me to just simply help you with the paperwork, I would be more than happy to do that for you for 2%. The chances of them bringing their own buyer or having one of those buyers come back, from when it was for, are slim to none. However, I just did this for a couple in Debbie's neighborhood.
I'm going to leave.
But who would she pick on if you didn't know?
We'll pay you to stay because if you're one of us.
Probably pick on one of you guys.
That's why we want you.
We did the for sale by owner thing, except I was an idiot. I forgot that I had put 2% on here, and so at closing, you know what I charged them? 1%. I'm an idiot. But anyway, then they ended up listing their $2.3 million church with me for more than the commission they wanted to pay on their house. People are stupid. Anyway, and then this is just something, this is what I sponsor through real estate. It's called Show Hope. It's money that helps raise grant money for families that want to adopt with adopting orphans. And that's just a little something I put in there too. Because who knows, there might be a seller that goes, oh, wow, I relate to that too. So that's just something else I stick in there. Now, when you're doing the pre-listing packets in a printed format like this, you have to allow enough time when you are setting your listing appointment to make sure that the sellers can actually see this. You really want them, it's to your best advantage for them to actually have a chance to read this before you enter their house. Okay, does that make sense? This is going to sell you before they get there. But if this gets there 5 minutes before you do, then you're going to have the same struggle on your listing appointment. You're going to have to do the same song and dance. You're going to have to answer a myriad of questions that could have been answered if your pre-listing packet had gotten there sooner. So if you're doing the printed kind, you need to either have a college person handy, which we used to have college girls at the front desk, and for a $5 Starbucks card, they would deliver. I'd give them a $5 Starbucks card every time they delivered one of these for me. Okay, so you can do it that way. Or if the house is farther away, you can drop it in the mail. Just allow a couple of days between when you set the appointment and when you actually go to their house for the packet to arrive and for them to have a chance to look at it. Does that make sense? Let's look at Debbie's pre-listing packet.
Well, doesn't it look like yours?
No, remember, she said hers is better.
I improved
Yeah,
it,
okay.
except I didn't print it on fancy paper for you.
That's okay. Now Debbie has a niece who is like a graphic designer or something like that, right? And she made, she used Debbie's logo. This is what is on the top of Debbie's website. So her branding is very consistent. If somebody were to go to Debbie's website, they would see, oh, that looks really familiar. Oh, I've seen Debbie's for sale signs. They look exactly like that. So that's cool. Think about your branding. Think about your image. Keep all of that consistent. And she has on the left side here a cover letter. Here's a couple of pages. Oh! She has a utility chart back here. Oh, here's another thing that I've done occasionally that I forget to do. It's not a bad idea to have a questionnaire in your pre-listing packet. Why are you selling? Where are you wanting to move to? Do you have a certain price that you're wanting to sell your home for? I've even included a seller's disclosure before in my pre-listing pack. And the cool thing is when you put one of those questionnaires in and a seller's disclosure and you get to the house and those things are already filled out, cha-ching, you've already got them. Okay, so you don't really have to, you can be much quicker with your presentation because chances are that may be a very high D or a high C, and they've already made their decision and they're gonna hire you. Okay, so that's a good sign. So having utility info that they can go ahead and print out and that you're gonna use when you market their home, that's a good thing. Then she has over here her, ooh, you've got lots of good stuff in here. She's got her 20-step marketing plan.
So
And
it's
it-
3 better than yours.
That's right, that's right. Put more money in your pocket with the HassleFree listing. That sounds oddly familiar, doesn't it? And she has her splits. Now again, just because you're doing a hassle-free commission and you're showing varying commissions, you can put any number you want to in here. Okay, don't think you have to copy what she has or copy what I have. You put whatever numbers you want in there. Okay, this is your business. Do it however you want. And one thing I didn't highlight, when you do this cancellation, or when you do the hassle-free listing, or on the easy exit listing, put in here what your cancellation policy is. Reiterate to them that you are so confident in your services that you will let them out of their contract at any time. No questions asked. That's how confident we are that we are going to take good care of you. But at any point, if you just think I was full of baloney and I'm not doing anything I said I would do, you can get out of your contract at any time. And say it just like that when you're on your listing appointment. And you can just tell people they just kind of are put at ease with that, especially if you're talking to maybe somebody that had been an expired listing and had been in a really bad relationship with their last realtor and couldn't wait to get out of the contract. The fact that you'd be willing to let them out at any time, how cool is that? And chances are if they want out of the contract, you probably want them out of the contract. If you're not getting along well, it's probably not working for either one of you. What I do for you, Debbie Halcomb. Experience, time, resources. And then she put 82% of home sales are the result of agent connections. So she's saying she has a good working relationship with other realtors. Maybe you could have something similar to this and say that you are part of an office. You are part of the largest office on the south side. You meet weekly with some of the top performing agents in the industry. You work in an office that has over 160 active agents. I don't know, whatever. The sellers are impressed with that stuff. And especially when you're new and you think, man, I don't have any credibility. I don't have anything special. Piggyback off of our office. You work for a great office. And if somebody ever asks you the dreaded question of, well, how long have you been doing this? And you just, quiver just a little bit. Tell them the truth. Say, honestly, I haven't been doing it that long, but I work in a great office with tons of wonderful people. And I promise you, if I don't know the answer, I will find it. That's okay with that. You'd probably accept that answer from somebody, as long as I'd rather somebody tell me the truth than try to, snowball me with a crazy answer only to find out that they didn't know what they were doing after all. What else? Extended marketing research. So this is showing them every place that their home is going to be advertised. And I think on KW somewhere there is a pre-made flyer that you can use as well that shows all the different websites where KWLS, which is Keller Williams Listing Syndication, where all of your listings go to. So there is something on there that's pre-made as well, but heck, I'm sure Debbie would let you copy this so that you can see where all of these, where the home is going to be advertised. What's this? Oh, this is Debbie bragging. That's a good idea. That's very good. That's awesome. Sold in 9 days, sold in 14 days. Does this give her credibility? I might have to copy that. I like that. Okay, so that's a good thing. But what if you've never sold a home? What if you piggybacked again on homes that our office has sold? And just say, you know, look what our office has done, our office success stories. Just be sure you ask the agents ahead of time if you could use pictures of their homes. They're not going to care. I wouldn't care. Debbie won't care. Afraid to get locked in when selling your home? This is the easy exit listing contract we were talking about. This is something you should all put in your contracts because most agents aren't doing this, and again, it would let them out of their contract at any time. The power of pricing. So she's going ahead and laying a foundation, putting it in their head that we're going to be talking about pricing. And that no matter what the great marketing is that she's going to be doing, if your home isn't priced correctly, it's not going to sell. So she's already laying that foundation before she ever gets to the house. Very good. What else is in here? Maximizing your home's value. Oh, okay. One of the benefits I offer my clients.
It's very interesting. You're more interested in mine than you were in
I might
yours.
list my home with you. I'm really impressed. One of the benefits I offer my clients is advice on which remodeling projects bring the greatest added value at resale. And then based on our Midwest region, she has a breakdown of what different home remodeling projects will bring for their return on investment. That's kind of cool because not that your seller is going to be planning on remodeling between the time you meet with them and the time they list, but this helps with the seller who already has done the remodeling project that thinks that the $20,000 kitchen is going to bring a $40,000 return. No, it's going to bring a certain percentage of that $20,000. Okay, so that kind of helps bring third-party credibility to what you're going to say to them. I'm sorry, I just spit all over your thing. What else? Preparing your home for sale. Okay, again, make sure you have one of these in your packet. It really helps them. They love it. So she's got all of this on here. The different rooms and everything as well. Getting ready for a showing. Do's and don'ts. Have this in your packet as well. This is all, can you see that this is all really pretty generic? That any agent could put in their packet? The thing is, most agents don't. So just the fact that you're going to have it in there is going to set you apart. When it's time to show, this is cool. When it's time to show, make sure your property folder is out in the open. What do you have in your property folder?
Oh, just, I have like a cover sheet with a picture of their house and their, what else do I have? The pictures, the listing sheet, the pictures, the seller's disclosure, utility estimates.
Cool. So she's telling them, make sure you have that out in the open. Oh, I could have helped you. It should contain utility estimates, the BLC profile, your seller's disclosure, extra property flyer, and extra business cards. Do a quick clean and vacuum. Air out your house. Dispose all trash. Put pets outside if it's safe to do so. Turn on a radio with peaceful music. That's cool. Answers to the most frequently asked questions. This is awesome. This is very good. Copy this too. Most sellers.
Can you just email me that folder over? That'd be so much easier, you know? I can save on all the writing here. You can just email it to me.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So, answers to frequently asked questions. By the way, people, these frequently asked questions would make very good blog posts.
Ooh,
right?
here we go.
Here we go. Oh, that's a different tangent. Well, testimonials. How about a page of testimonies? Some people like testimonies. Other people are bored with them. Me, I love testimonies. If I'm going to buy something, especially online, you better believe I'm going to read every testimony on there. So I love this stuff. I think that's great. And that's everything. Very good? Yeah, nice and thick, nice and juicy. Something that I did maybe a year or so ago is I'm very cheap, I'm very tight. And for me, I figured out that doing my pre-listing packet, the folder plus the printed materials plus the postage was about $5 a pop. Well, and then plus if I was having one of the college girls deliver it, that was another $5 for Starbucks cards. But let's just say the $5 a pop. So I converted my whole pre-listing packet into a PDF version. Now I wish I could tell you exactly how I did that. I don't remember.
Download Cute PDF.
Cute PDF? Is that how I did it?
It's free. Well, I assume that's the easiest way to do it.
And that helped me
Do
put
that
each
for me.
page in order?
Well, it just takes, if you got it in a Word document, you put it in, it makes a document.
Well, I did that. I already had it in PDF because I did it in Publisher. And Publisher, you can go file and then come down and go publish as PDF. So I had done that. I just can't
If
remember.
you scanned it all through the email, through the scanner, it would email it to you.
I tried, it doesn't look that good.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as good. I wanted each piece to be sharp, and I did it. And not only can I not tell you how I did it, I can't find my iPad at the moment to even, what?
There's an app for that.
Really? I need it. But anyway, there was something on there, and I can't remember what it was called. It was some sort of, it might be PDF Slicer or PDF Splicer, something like that. And I'll tell you, if you decide to do that, and I tested it many different ways, the way I wanted it to come up when people open their email, I wanted my cover letter to come up first, and I didn't want it to be a bunch of different attachments. I finally got it so that when people open the email, this comes up first in their email, just like this. And I liked that. I thought, oh, that looks cool. And then I took everything else and had it one page after the other. And that whole thing is an attachment at the bottom. I haven't figured out a better way to do it. But at least having this come up first, I thought looks pretty cool. And I tested it lots of different ways. When I send it from my phone, I have it saved on my phone, but it sends better through through the iPad. Let me see something real quick here. Okay, PDF Expert. If you guys are iPhone or iPad people, I love PDF Expert. Let me see, pre-listing packet. Yeah, I don't have it saved correctly on here.
Sometimes I know if you just save them as an image, I don't know what the quality is.
It's not as good. I tried that too. I tried saving it as an image, cropping it down. It had to be the pure PDF for it to really come across looking good. But that has saved a ton because, you know, if you have somebody call you in the morning and they want to meet that night, cool. I can send them the pre-listing packet right then by email and still meet them that night. I don't have to have that long, you know, couple of days lag time between when I set the appointment and when I go, and it costs me nothing. What was I going to say? I don't know about you. I mean, these are, even though these look good, these were probably fairly simple to make. She's just got a banner across the top and then simple Word document underneath. These were all made in Microsoft Publisher. Also, another thing as well, if you're going to make your pre-listing packet and you want images and stuff to put in there, a good place to get those is iStock Photo, or I think there's another one, Shutterstock maybe. I got all of mine from iStock Photo. That way you don't have to worry about copyright issues or anything like that. Now you do have to pay for them, and you can pay for them in different sizes. Generally a small or a medium size is going to be good enough for you, and you might pay like, I don't know, $5 or maybe even $10 for a really good picture, but the quality is gonna be really, really good, and it's gonna look good in print or on your website, either one. Any questions on any of this, or when you use it, or why you use it? Did you guys have any good ideas for things that you want to include in your pre-listing packet that you'd be willing to share? What?
Don't have one. So, I don't have a pre-listing packet yet, that's why.
Can you think of something that?
I'm sure, you guys are so thorough. I have to look around and see who I can steal from.
Right,
Steal.
You helped me with Scott to work out some of the legal disclosures on how I could work out my media package to advertise, since my husband has his own theater business, and try to include some of my media packaging. And he actually checked with an attorney for me and texted me the verbiage, so that as long as I offer the same thing continuously, which I haven't done so yet, but at least I have my verbiage, and it was,
Very
you
good.
helped me with the media package, and then
I did?
Scott, yes.
That was nice of me.
Yes.
Awesome. Very good. Anybody else think of something that easily you're like, oh, I could use that in mine?
Any information about how do I disconnect or my utilities and like your,
Oh,
and what's gonna happen, or moving links or?
that might be good in like the frequently asked questions.
Okay.
Also, are you guys all on Facebook? Send me a friend request. I'm Shauna Smith Brooks. We have a little group on there called KW Rockstars, and we just recently, actually Nick had to do it for me because I didn't know how. He uploaded a bunch of letters that are very, very handy. Like a week before closing, for example, there's a letter that you want to send out. Like, let's say you're the listing agent. You're going to send this letter out to your client and to the buyer's agent. That just reconfirms where the closing is going to take place. It reconfirms when the utilities are going to be switched, what date, and it reconfirms here are the utility phone number, here are the companies and the phone numbers, and then the letter that you send to your seller is just a teeny bit different than the letter you send to the other agent. The letter to your seller reminds them not to shut the utilities off, but to just have them transferred out of their name. That's especially important in winter. You don't want the heat getting turned off and pipes to freeze or anything horrible like that. So those letters are really, really helpful. Again, Debbie has taken those and improved on them, but they're wonderful. And it's so funny, the other day my husband, who is my transaction coordinator, he took one of those letters when we just had a pending offer, and he sends it to the other agent and to the title company and to the mortgage company, and the mortgage guy wrote back, "Oh, excellent, Jason. I can tell we're going to get along very well." I wrote the letter. But it really does. People, and I think I'm using it. The reason why I love those letters is because that's why I came to Keller Williams. I was at Century 21. I had a listing. The buyer's agent was a lady named Kim Alexander from Keller Williams Realty in Carmel. And all through the process, she's sending me these letters. And I'm like, that's cool. I've never had that before. So part of what I'm looking at these letters for is always like maybe a recruiting opportunity, you know, for another agent that goes, wow, those Keller Williams people, you know, they got their act, they know what's going on. Same way with these pre-listing packets and all that stuff. You guys really are at a great company, I promise you. If you've never been anyplace else, take advantage of everything we have here. Take advantage of the fact that most of the agents in our office are willing to share everything. We might tease you and, you know, berate you a little bit, but we are willing to share everything. So, any other questions?
So if I have a broker's open, make sure I have food.
Make sure you have a lot of food.
I want to make sure I star that. In case
Yes.
I do.
Especially if your broker's open is in the middle of nowhere and we can drive 30 minutes to get a piece of cheese and 3 grapes.
Not that she's
Do you think
bitter or
that's going to
anything.
keep me full?
Making sure I know, I'm starring the important items today. I wanna make sure.
Okay, anything else?
I use Visual Tour, and they've got a nice video on DVD that I normally left. I guess that'd be kind of like an extended marketing
Sure.
thing, maybe if you use any Visual Tour thing, you
Absolutely.
could send that along in the email.
Absolutely. Anything at all. Anything at all that you can think would set you apart. Also, I don't do this anymore. Like, let's say you go on a listing appointment, and let's say for whatever reason they're just not ready to sign that night. They need to think it over, or heaven forbid they're interviewing another agent. Be sure to write them a handwritten note and send it to them the next day and put your business card in. I think that helps. I think just anything personal, especially in this day and age where we've lost so much of that personal touch. I like going to the mailbox and seeing a handwritten envelope. They're few and far between. So
Have you ever used send out cards?
I have. Yeah, I like them. Are you using them?
I did for one of my other businesses, and so I actually still have a credit built up with them. So I'm gonna
Cool.
I'm gonna use it for this. But
I did that too. I recently sent brownies through there to somebody who sent me a referral. Also, I've said this recently, I love using Facebook to send gifts to people for referrals. And like yesterday, I had fun with this. Yesterday, I was putting these things on Facebook for, sold in so many days. But if you'll notice, I was tagging my sellers in there so that was showing up on their walls. And then I was tagging the people that sent me the referrals, so it was showing up on their walls. That didn't cost anything, you know? And when somebody sends you a referral, I could send something through Facebook to Pam. Pam, thank you so much for the referral. Here's a $10 Starbucks card. I love it. Thank you so much. That goes on her wall. And then people that like Pam go, oh man, Pam recommended her. Wow, Pam's a pretty smart lady. Maybe I should pay attention to her. You know, all of that stuff is really cool and it doesn't cost a lot of money.
Brenda, do you have the letters in the email to email all of us, or?
It's on the Facebook page.
On the KW Rockstars, are you in there? Yeah, you are.
But is what we just saw there.
Oh, the pre-listing packet. No, it's not. Debbie will email hers to me,
I will.
and I will put it on.
Shauna wants those.
And I will put it on KW Rockstars, and I'll put mine on there too. And you can.
That's just awesome.
Oh, you don't want mine? Okay, just Debbie's.
No.
She said that's just awesome.
Okay, just great. Okay. Anything else? We good?
How do you get the KW Rockstars?
Just friend me on Facebook, and then I'll add you. Okay, Brenda.
Is that it?
Great. Thank you. Thanks, guys.